Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego. We are here in Bogota, Colombia, with all the street noise. I don't know why people just want to lean on their car horns when they're stuck in traffic. Seriously, why do they sit? Why do they lean on their car horns? It's like in New York City. People in New York City, they just lean on their car horns when they're stuck in traffic. The traffic doesn't go any faster. But Karina is here from her travels all around Colombia. She was traveling for on all these buses all over Colombia, but she's back in the house after a week of exploring and traveling. And I'm glad. And we've only got one pineapple left because Karina made for me today a pineapple juice drink with our blender. And Cecile Hema says, "Hi, Karina." Karina says, "Hi, back." She's so glad to be back home. Jody Fairfield, "Hi, you too." What's going on, Jody? And Teja Sweeney Mumadi, "Did anyone get a name misspelled on a visa annotation?" Well, I don't know. If your K1 visa has a spelling mistake, you should go back to the embassy and ask them to fix it. For the petitioner, no, I never had a problem with any spellings, but if you get a typo, you can fix it. Angel Tate, "Hi, Diego and Karina." What's going on, Angel? We hope you are doing well. Karina is back in the house. I've been fending for myself for a week, and I'm glad she's home. Because when she got home, she was tired, but she made me a fantastic pineapple drink, and she made dinner. Nina Balin, "Hi Diego, they sent my package to the embassy in Bogota instead of Curacao." No, listen to me, Nina Balin. If you live in Curacao, guess where your visa embassy interview is going to be at? In Bogota, Colombia. Curacao does not have a U.S. consulate. Curacao does not have an embassy. So if you live in Curacao and you are engaged to an American citizen, and you're getting ready for your K1 visa interview, guess where you're going to be? In Bogota, Colombia. You got to trust me. You like my hat? This is in recognition of Freedom for Venezuela today. Freedom for Venezuela. Our families in Venezuela, our friends, we are going to wear the hat, and we got the little flag here. Okay, Freedom for Venezuela. Nina, if you live in Curacao, okay, the National Visa Center is going to send your K1 visa package to the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia. You do not have a visa interview in Curacao. It doesn't happen. There's no way to do it. Do I have to go to Bogota? Yes. Yes. Nina, you have to come to Bogota, Colombia. You have to have your medical exam done here in Bogota. You have to have your biometrics done here in Bogota. And you have to have your visa interview here in Bogota. Okay? It's the same for people from Venezuela. Nina. Okay. I don't make the rules, Nina. It's that there's no embassy in Curacao. How are you going to have a K1 visa interview in Curacao when there's no embassy there? There's no consulate there. So the embassy for Curacao is in Bogota. Nina, you're going to come to Colombia, stay here for, I don't know, in a hotel. Your sponsor can pay for your hotel and give you a free vacation in Colombia. You get your medical exam done here. You get your biometrics done here. You get your face-to-face visa interview done here, and then you got to wait for a few more days while the K1 visa is put into your passport, and then you can fly to the United States from Bogota. Now, if you weren't on this channel, you never would have known that, right? You would not have known that if you had not been on this channel. But I know this stuff. I know. I know the deal. I know the process. Cecile Hema, Diego, can you give us a rundown of the documents needed to take to the interview? Okay, your passport, your birth certificate, your DS-160 confirmation page, your original I-134 declaration of financial support, your tax returns, your tax transcripts, your pay stubs, your bank statements, the police certificates. Okay, so you gotta have police. That's the basics right there. Teja Sweeney, but will it matter? It's just one letter missing. What's missing? Is it on the K1 visa in the passport? You know, it's probably no big a deal. It's just a typo. If it's just one letter, it's probably no big deal. And Nina Balin, thanks, Diego. John Wick, Diego, when should my fiance fill out the DS-160? When you are, when you get the packet 3, packet 4 email from the embassy, whatever country it is, I don't know what country, is it Colombia? When the embassy, let's say in Bogota, sends you the packet 3, packet 4 email, they tell you what to do. Fill out the DS-160. Or help your beneficiary fill out the DS-160. Print the confirmation page. You got to print the confirmation page of the DS-160, and then you schedule the visa interview. First, you pay for the visa interview. Then you pay for the visa interview. You schedule the biometrics, and you schedule the medical exam and the blood work and all that. Deet Nina. Oh, no, wait a second. We're still waiting for the email from the embassy, but the case says ready. Give them a couple of weeks. Takes a couple of weeks. Took 19 days for me to get the packet 3, packet 4 email from Bogota. It took 19 days after I got the ready status. Patricia T. Collison. Hi, Diego. Welcome home, Karina. Man, I'm glad she's back home, guys. I tell you, you know, I'm pretty good cook, but Karina's much better. Nina Balin, no, I would not. Thanks. No, you would not what? Nina, what do you mean, no, you would not? No, you would not what? Matt Berna, will you be discussing the process with Interpol to get the certificate? Sure. Karina is from Venezuela. She's lived in Colombia for 5 years. She didn't like living in a communist dictatorship, so she moved to Bogota, where the economy is good and the people are free. And when we went to the visa interview for a face-to-face, we had a police certificate in our hand for Colombia, which said extranjero, which is foreigner. And they said, no, you got to have an Interpol police certificate. Okay. So she went on. The immigration officer gave her the link on a green sheet of paper, which is basically a 221G, and said, go ahead and email these people with your passport number, your cedula for Colombia, and apply for the Interpol police certificate. And then the Interpol police department emailed Karina a couple of days ago when she was on vacation and with her family, and now we're just waiting on that. It shouldn't take long. So you just have to follow the directions provided to you by the embassy. But if you are a Venezuelan living in Colombia right now and you're in the middle of a K1 visa process, I strongly recommend you get the Interpol police certificate now before the immigration officer tells you to get it, so you don't get stuck in a holding pattern. John Wick, Dominican Republic, okay. And then Teja Sweeney, yes, on the visa and the passport. That's only one letter. It's one letter. It's a typo. Don't worry about it. You're good. You'll be okay. Paya India. Hola, Diego and Karina. Felicidades y bendición. Gracias. My fiance in India has an interview January 5th, but our NOA2 expires December 22nd. The attorney says there shouldn't be an issue. Is there anything we should do? No. Paya India. I've made videos about this. When you scheduled your visa interview for your K1 visa at the embassy, your NOA2 letter is automatically extended to the date of your K1 visa interview. So you're not going to time out. You're good. Your visa interview, your NOA2 letter expires on the date of your K1 visa interview. Sharon Denise Persikian, thank you for that super chat. Sharon,
Yes,
you
yes.
are a fantastic supporter of this channel. Thank you for all your great advice. No problem. And guess what, Sharon? I'm about over this Bogota flu. I'm over my mountain sickness. And my dentist said I got to wait another week before he'll look at my teeth because he said wait another week for this to heal. So tomorrow I want to take Karina to go eat at a restaurant in northern Bogota, which is called London Calling, and it's fish and chips. She loves it, and she's going to be fully rested up by tomorrow, and we're going to do that. And let me see. I don't want to miss anybody's question. Thank you, Sharon, for that super chat. And John Wick, thanks, Diego. Your channel is the best for these questions, and most reliable, in my opinion. John Wick, I'm not an immigration attorney, okay? I don't work for USCIS. I don't work for the State Department. Thank you. I don't give you any legal advice, but I know this process like the back of my hand. This is basically the third time I've been through this. First time was K1, then the second time was spousal. Now this time is real. My beautiful Karina, so I can write the book on K1 visas. I don't know. I even know what countries are hosting visas, what embassies are doing good, what embassies are slow, what embassies. I know it's just from experience. Nina, know about what you just said. Nina, okay, Nina, you're in Curacao. You got to come to Bogota, Colombia to get your K1 visa interview, to get your medical exam done, your biometrics, and your blood work done. You got to do it all here in Bogota, and then you have to wait for the embassy to process your K1 visa when you get approved. So your sponsor in America needs to be. Here's what I would do. I would have your sponsor in the United States fly to Curacao, bring you to Bogota, stay here in a hotel close to the embassy for about, I would say, for about 2.5 weeks. And the hotels are not expensive here. They're cheap. It's inexpensive. Then you'll get your visa here in Bogota. You know, you gotta trust me. I know there is no consulate in Curacao. That's why the MVC sent it to Bogota. JS, so Diego, I don't have to file the I-134 online. No, you don't file the I-134 online, only for asylum seekers. And if you are an asylum seeker from, I don't know, whatever country, you fill out the I-134A, Mr. Sponsor, which is online. But if you are in a K1 visa process, the sponsor completes the I-134 online. It's on the computer. Then you print it, and whatever you couldn't fill out on the computer, you fill out in a black ink pen, sign it and date it, and give your beneficiary the original. And the I-134 has just changed. There's a new edition now, which you can use the old edition for a temporary, I think up until January 9th. But what I recommend you do is use the new form. If you filled out the old form and you're still in America, throw that, shred it, and fill out the new one and give it to your beneficiary. Let me see. So yes, you're gonna have you don't have to file the I-134 online. You fill it out on the computer, you print it, sign it, and your beneficiary will hand carry it to the visa interview. The immigration want to take that I-134 out of your beneficiary's hand, the original, not the copy, not a PDF, not a scan, the original I-134. That way, it doesn't have to be notarized. You don't have to notarize this form or certify it because it's a legal document that you signed. Okay, you signed it. It's a legal document. Full name, first name, middle name, last name. Sign the whole thing. Date it, black ink, give it to your beneficiary. Sharon, Denise Persikian, Hola Diego, and Karina. Sharon, we hope you're doing well. We hope you're feeling better. And thanks for that super chat, Sharon. Now, Paya Paya, India. Also, I'm going to resign because my boss is not approving my leave. I work for a medical firm and also I'm self-employed and work on my own. I need to be there to support him. By the way, I have PTO time. Paya Paya, India. If you are the sponsor, don't quit your job. That's not a good idea. Don't do it. Don't do it. Stay working. You got to keep that income coming in. Uh, Paya Paya, India. If you are the sponsor, do not quit your job. Okay? Keep working. Don't do it. But if you're the beneficiary, it doesn't matter. Immigration don't care if you quit your job or not, because they care about what the sponsor makes. How much money does the sponsor make? That's all they care about on the I-134. Go P Singh. Hello, sir. How can I find out how long it will take to get an interview at the Mumbai embassy? It's about 2 to 4 months. Does it take weeks or months? Months. It takes a couple of months. Okay? Hang in there. Be patient. Don't be rushing. You got to just slow down and go with the flow and be patient, and you'll get through it. Sharon, I emailed, Johnson M. Johnson M, look at that. A super chat from, that's the first time I've seen Johnson on the channel, actually. No disrespect to you, but thank you for that super chat. And Johnson M says, your support is very appreciated. We're here for you guys. We're going to get you, we're going to pull you over the finish line and get you on that plane to the United States. Okay, you just got to follow a process. It's like a chess game. Okay, you're playing chess. You move your pawns up, and in immigration they move their pawns up, and then you pick up your bishop and go over here. Immigration picks up the knight and goes over here. But the ultimate goal is for you to break that, to put that king in checkmate and get your K1 visa. And I'm here to help you do it. I'm going to guide you through the maze, okay, so you get through this process. And Johnson M, thank you for that super chat. Really, we appreciate you. I'm taking Karina out to eat dinner tomorrow. Today she's tired. I mean, she's been traveling. So anyway. Sharon, I emailed my congressman and got a good response. Yeah, Sharon, your congressman, we pay, you pay his taxes, right? You pay taxes and his salary comes out of your taxes. So he works for you. Your senator works for you. So they better be helping you, and they will help you. If you get to a point in this process where you just can't get through a brick wall, I can show you ways to get over the big brick wall or go around it. And one of those ways is with your congressman, but that's the last resort, guys. Nina, Diego, me again. Do I have to translate my stuff to Spanish? No. Nina, in Caracal, you speak English, right? Caracal, it's English. It's English speaking. If you are let's suppose you're a Colombian or a Venezuelan or from Argentina, and you live in Colombia, all your stuff's going to be in Spanish, but you don't have to get it translated into English anymore. The U.S. Embassy in Bogota they told Karina, you don't need to translate this stuff into English anymore. They said, we speak Spanish perfectly well here. Okay, so you don't have to do that. But in Caracal, you speak English, right? So you don't need to do. So you bring your English documents. Jin Ganesh, hi Diego and Karina. Can you tell us some of the questions Karina got asked in the visa interview? Sure, Jin Ganesh. These were the questions in the scary visa interview for Karina, which was 2 weeks ago. They asked her, have I ever been to prison? Me, Diego. I'm like, seriously, guys, you got my FBI report right there. You know I haven't been to prison, but I did get a speeding ticket in 2001 in Santa Fe, New Mexico. They asked her, what is my job? What do I do? She said, I'm a real estate agent. I sell houses, but I do YouTube for you guys. And they went, oh, how cute. How nice is that? They liked that. They asked her how long she lived in Colombia. 5 years. They asked her questions like, do I have a brother? They asked her, do I have a brother? Yeah, I got a brother. Karina said, yeah, she knows my brother. She told him they asked her, where is she going to live in Florida? What's her address in Florida? She gave him the number, the street, the county, and the state. She named it all off, where she's going to live. And he's writing in his computer, wow, you know the whole thing. They asked her my brother's name. They asked her. They asked her if I'd been divorced before, and she said, "Yeah, she knows all about that. There's no secret. She's happy I'm divorced because now we can get married, right? There you go." She's like, "Yeah, he's been divorced. Here's his divorce decree. Merry Christmas. Have a look at it. Knock yourself out." So they asked her that. What else? Pregunta de inmigración, mi amor.
¿Dónde tú creciste, niño?
Tu nacimiento. Oh, they asked Karina, where was I born? Where was I raised? Where did I grow up? So that they basically were, they were trying to figure out if Karina knew about who I was, if I had been married before, where did I grow up? My family, my brother. They were interrogating her, they were trying to find out if she knew about me. So you got to make sure if you're your sponsor, you Mr. Beneficiary, you guys got to get together and make sure you know about everything about each other. And Johnson M, thank you again, and for that, and for that, Sharon also for the super chat. Matt Berner, I'm on the Interpol website looking for information so I can tell my fiance where to go. My fiance is Venezuelan but is now an actual Colombian citizen. Now that's interesting. If your fiance is a Colombian citizen, I don't know if she'll need an Interpol certificate because the Colombian government would have already done a check on her. But remember, we're dealing with the U.S. government, so I would say get it anyway, just to cover yourself. Okay, get it anyway, and if you know how to get it, then you're on the right website, obviously. So go ahead and apply for it. But Karina applied for it, so not much longer. The Interpol already emailed her and said, "Hey, Karina, thanks for the information, thanks for your passport and all that. We're working on it." So what they're doing now is they're checking all around. They're checking on Interpol for South and Central America and North America. They want to look and see if Karina's ever been to America. They asked her that question at the visa interview. Karina, have you ever been to the United States? No, never been there. Have you ever applied for a visa before? No, never have. This is her first one. So the Interpol is going to do a check on Karina to see if what she said was true, which it is. So we're not worried about it. Because the Interpol will be able to identify what countries Karina's traveled to. Dang, guys, sorry. K Messenger, hola Diego and Karina. Karina, su próxima viaje es en Florida juntos. Sí, poco tiempo, no much. We are, K Messenger, we are just waiting now for this Interpol police certificate. When I get it, I'm going to send it to the embassy in Bogota, and then we're good. It's just a slow process, but we're very patient people. We know that the embassy in Bogota is very busy, so we know when I send that document to the embassy, and they read it and they say, okay, Karina is good character. She's lived in Colombia, Venezuela, good to go. Boom. We know it's going to take them time to process it. Tisha Sweeney, does the officer at port of entry have any connection with the consulate? No. The border patrol officer makes the final decision on whether you enter the United States or not. When you land in America, when Karina lands in Miami, she's going to go in front of an immigration officer. She's going to go in front of a border patrol officer in Miami. Although I don't know, I'm not sure. I might fly into Orlando. I might just fly Avianca to Orlando instead of Miami. No, it's harder because then when we fly to Miami, no, we're going to fly to Miami. The border patrol officer will open up that secret package that the embassy gave you that you must not open. Okay, don't open it. They'll open it at the border patrol. They'll process her on I-94. They'll ask her a few questions. Are you single? Are you married? No, I'm single. Okay, welcome to America. Have a great life. And we're out of the airport. Then we're out of there. We're going to get out of the airport in Miami and then get to Pensacola. Let me see. Paya Paya, India, Holocrina. Question in Spanish. ¿Qué consejo nos puede
Nos puedes dar para llegar temprano, relajado, no nervios.
Right. So the question is, how were you with what did you? When did you get to the? What was it? What was it like at the visa interview? Right. Karina was relaxed. She's kicked back. She's very stoic. She's a conservative, capitalist entrepreneur, ready to get started in the United States. She wants to get married to me and get our life started.
Revisar sus documentos, las fotos, bolígrafo.
Okay, so they went over her documents. They went over the. Make sure you get your photos. Bring your photos to the visa interview. Sophia's Gym. Good evening, Diego and Karina. My fiance had his interview November 22nd. We were approved, but says refused on SEAC. Don't worry about that. That's Jamaica. Don't even look at that. Okay. When the U.S. Embassy approves your K1 visa, your visa is approved. When it says refused in the SEAC, it means that let me translate that into government speak, into plain language. It means your visa is now in process, getting embossed in your passport. And they use the word refused, which is pretty stupid, but that's what they do. Okay? It's the Jamaica Embassy and the medical is the holdup. Okay, why is the medical? They're just waiting on the medical exam. Did you do the medical exam after the visa interview? If you did, it's no big deal. They're just waiting on the medical exam. Then you get your visa. Don't pay attention to refuse because your visa was not refused. If your visa was refused, you would have had your passport returned back to you, and you would have been told to have a nice day. Don't let the door hit you in the backside on the way out of the embassy. So you're good. Sophia Jim, anything else we could do? Just wait. It's a waiting game. Paya Paya India. I work on my own, but she is not being helpful and not allowing to leave. I would want to quit, but I'm also worried about him and want to be there to support him. Okay, let me explain something to you, Paya Paya India. If you are the sponsor and you quit your job, you're going to have to find a joint sponsor to cover your income while you quit your job. Don't quit your job. Work through it. Suffer it. You got to suffer through it. Okay, you're strong. You got a backbone. You can do this. You don't need to be there babysitting him. You need to be working so you don't get your visa denied because the income drops. Okay? So you stay working. Listen to me. Don't quit your job. Stay working. You'll be busy. There's no pressure. What is the pressure? When you get your sponsor, when your beneficiary has his visa interview scheduled, okay, you said once it's scheduled, a week before the visa interview, you tell your boss, I got a family emergency. I'm going to take a week or two off. It's a family emergency. Stuff happens. That's how you do it. Don't quit your job. David Archer, do we need the physical copy of the NOA 1? No. And the NOA 2? No. Just a copy of the NOA 2 for the visa interview. The NOA 1 letter is just saying that you made it through the lockbox without messing up. You paid the right fee. You didn't mess up. The NOA 2 letter is the approval letter, and you got to make a copy of it. You're going to need the NOA 2 letter when you apply for the green card, and you need to bring the NOA 2 letter to the visa interview so the immigration officer can see it. But you don't need to bring the original, just a copy. And it depends on the embassy. The embassy may not even ask for it, but bring it anyway. John Wick, Diego, when my fiance arrives and we get married, how long does it take? How long does she have to stay in the USA? Forever. She's relocating to America to live with you and get married and become an American, right? Don't you think? For example, she studies and wants to finish in Dominican Republic. Ain't gonna happen. But she's afraid she'll lose her visa. She will. It's gone. When you get married, your beneficiary is going to live with you in America. She's not going to get on a plane and fly to the Dominican Republic to go to school. That's not how it works. Soon as your fiance, your new wife leaves, her visa's canceled. Okay, the K1 visa is good for one direction, from her home country into the United States of America. It's good for one trip. Then you got to wait for the green card. If your new wife leaves America and go, let's suppose she gets her green card and she leaves America and goes to the Dominican Republic for school. Her green card after 6 months, 7 months will be terminated as abandoned. So you need to tell your prometida once you get married, she ain't leaving America except for vacation once she gets her green card. And you said you're afraid she'll lose her visa. No, she'll lose her visa. She'll lose her green card. She'll lose her permanent residency. And you're going to have to start all over again from the beginning. Sorry, guys. Rama Hassan. Hi, Diego. My case is saying ready. Okay. But I still didn't get an email to make an appointment. What should I do? Send an email to the embassy and say, I'm checking in. This is my case number. This is my passport number. This is my full name. This is my sponsor's full name. I'm checking in with the embassy. I've got my ready status. What do I do? The embassy will return back an email to you in 2 or 3 days, maybe 4 days, and say, please wait. We are processing your visa. Please wait. Wait for the packet 3, packet 4 email from the embassy so you can then schedule and pay your visa interview, fill out the DS-160, and pay and go to your biometrics and get your visa interview scheduled. You got it, Rama Hassan. You got it? Email the embassy, check in with them. And what that does is it extends your NOA-2 letter. Sharon Prosekian, Karina is muy bonita.
Gracias.
Woo, see?
Gracias.
That's after traveling for 2 days on buses all over Colombia. She got 25. Now let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4 buses and 25, 50 hours of traveling all over Colombia. And her family, understand that when she leaves Colombia, they're not going to see her for maybe 3 or 4 years. Karina knows it. They know it. She's not going anywhere until she's an American. The reason she's marrying me is because she loves me and she wants to start a life with me. And, she's not interested in looking over her shoulder, looking in the rearview mirror. Let's look in the rearview mirror for Colombia. No, let's look straight ahead for our life together in America. That's what it's about. She's looking for, I'm going to help her become Americanized. I'm going to help her assimilate into the United States and become an American. And she can't wait, right? All right. Flamor Hoxa. Hello, Diego from Houston, Houston, Texas. I really appreciate what you do for the people. No, that's no problem. They are waiting for my USCIS. They are waiting for USCIS. My K1 application was filed September 11th, 2021. January 13th, got an RFE. February 28th was approved. Okay. So you said issued. Was your K1 visa issued in your passport? Did you get it already? Let me see what you're saying here. Matt Berner, look at you.
Gracias.
Hey, look at that. I didn't see that super chat, Matt. I didn't see that super chat, okay? But thank you for that number 1 super chat. And Matt says, thanks for all the help. We definitely want to be over-prepared. Yeah, Matt, you got to be over-prepared for the K1 visa interview, okay? Karina went to her visa interview in Bogota, Colombia, over-prepared. She had 12 months worth of my bank statements. They didn't ask her for it. Okay. She brought them back home. No big deal. But you know what? If she hadn't brought them, guess what? They would have asked her for them. I know it. But they saw them in the package, so they didn't ask her for them. I bet you if they didn't see the bank statements, they would have said, hey, where's the bank statements, Karina? Where are they? Donde tu papeles de banco? They would have asked her for it. Be over-prepared. So Flemore says, June 8th, 2023, we did fly from Kosovo to Houston. Okay, Kosovo, nice. June 9th, we did adjustment of status, got the green card approval in 4 months, and everything went so much. Thank God. That's good. Flamor, welcome to the United States of America from beautiful Kosovo. We are glad you are with us. And now, your mission in life is to become Americanized, assimilate, become part of the team, become part of the American way of life, become a capitalist, become a millionaire. You could do it. Arnold Schwarzenegger came to America from Austria, and within 2 years, he was a multimillionaire. He started a construction company in Venice, California. Plus, he was a bodybuilder. And then he went on to make movies, and then he ran for governor of California. He won it twice, and now he went back to making movies, and his net worth is over $400 million, $400 or $500 million. He came to the United States with nothing, $0, nothing, and he made himself a fantastic life in America. You can do it too. You just got to work hard. Nina, Diego, I received the instructions but no welcome letter from the NVC. What do I do? The welcome letter is the K1 FTP email. Nina, you need to look for the K1 FTP email from the NVC. That is your welcome letter, and you got to bring that to the medical interview. When you go to get your medical interview in Bogota, you got to have that K1 FTP, okay, email. Plus, you got to bring the list of travelers email. Okay, so Nina, when you go to the medical exam in Bogota, you got to have the K1 FTP email, the welcome letter. I think you got it, because you just didn't realize it was the welcome letter. You just didn't realize it. And then you got to get the list of travelers. If you cannot find the list of travelers, email the embassy in Bogota and ask them for it, and they'll send it to you. Okay, Nina, you got it. Just you got to email the embassy for that information. Okay, and Matt Berner, again, thank you for that super chat. Karina's going to. It's called London Calling. It's the only place I can find. I lived, all over the world in the military, and I went to England on vacation when I was stationed in Italy, and I ate fish and chips every day for 30 days. I want to get Karina hooked on fish and chips. Unfortunately, we can't. They don't have good fish and chip shops in the United States, but in Bogota they do. Jennifer says, I got 2 questions. Is it a problem if the beneficiary doesn't have a job? No, it's no problem. Immigration don't care if your beneficiary has a job or not. They don't care. She could be the president of a company in Uruguay, or she could be a homemaker at home living with her mom waiting for a K1 visa. Doesn't matter. What's important is that the sponsor makes enough money to take care of her or him. That's all they care about. And then Jennifer says, and if the beneficiary kids stay in their country, do we still need custody docs for the interview? You don't need them for the interview, no. But here's the thing: if the beneficiary's kids stay in the home country and don't get the K2 and decline the K2 visa, you have to maintain support for those children from the United States. You have to send Western Union or MoneyGram or whatever once a month, twice a month. You got to send money every single month to those kids, because when you go to get your U.S. citizenship, immigration's going to know that you have kids that are in the home country. In order to become a U.S. citizen, immigration is going to ask to see financial support for those kids. If you do not prove financial support for those kids, you won't get U.S. citizenship. Okay? So the kids can stay in their home country. Do you need custody documents for the interview? No, you don't need custody documents. Immigration are not going to ask for custody documents. The only people that will ask for custody documents is the immigration officer at the airport if they decide to go with the K2. Let's suppose the kids get the K2 visa and you want to leave whatever country it is, I don't know what country it is, you got to show proof that the other party, the mom or the dad of these children, is giving those kids permission to leave that country. Okay, you got it? But the embassy interview is not going to ask for it. Bona Geldo on SEAC account, it says ready. Haven't received a welcome letter yet. Okay. Send an email to the embassy and ask for it. Sophia's GM, thank you. That word refused is a bit scary. No, it's not. Don't read. It's just scary. Yeah, the immigration love to scare you guys. Okay, they scared me the first time around. I did when I went through this the first time. I was scared like you. I'm like, man, what's up with this? What's up with that? What's up with this? And I said, the second time around, I know how it works. I know how to do this. And when I get those scary emails, I'm like, okay, whatever. Okay, whatever. Don't be scared, guys. If you have conducted your visa interview and the embassy officer says you're approved, you're approved. But if they're waiting for a medical exam, like for us, they're waiting for the Interpol certificate. If I went in the SEAC account right now and looked up Karina's status, guess what it's going to say? Refused. So I don't look at it. I don't even go in there because her visa has been approved. We're just waiting on the Interpol certificate. I figure probably next week we'll have it. And then guess what? I send it to the embassy and say, here you go. Merry Christmas. Have a nice day. Let's get this visa process done so we can pick up her passport and get out of here and go to Florida. Janiela James. Hey, Diego. Janiela. Yay, Karina is back. Praise God. Karina is back with me. We were separated for almost a year during this visa process, a whole year. It was horrible. I'm in Florida, she's here in Colombia. Then I get to Colombia and I said, look, Karina, you got to go spend time with your family. You got brothers all over the place. You got to spend time with your family. I'm wearing my Venezuelan hat in support of her family, okay? In support of freedom for Venezuela. I said, go visit your family. Go take a week and go hang out with your brothers because they're all over the place. So she and her nieces and her nephews and her aunt, 95% of Karina's family lives in Colombia now. They got out of Venezuela, okay? There's only her mom and dad left in Venezuela. And I'm going to get her mom out of there as soon as Karina becomes a U.S. citizen. If her mom wants to come to America, I'm going to help get her there. And then her dad will be all by himself. So we'll see what happens. Excuse me. I really apologize. I got this. I'm just at the end of this Bogota flu. So Karina is back. And that's it. She's done traveling. She's not going anywhere. The next trip she makes is with me on Avianca to Miami. That's a promise. And Janiela, it's good to see you, Janiela James. And John Wick, great advice, no problem. I am awesome. You are? Well, that's good. Hello, is KFTP the same as the welcome letter? Yes, it is. I am awesome. It is the same. I want to say that 3 times. I am awesome. I am awesome. I am awesome. I'm kidding. Yeah, that's the KFTP email is the welcome letter. You got to print it, and you're going to have to bring that to the medical exam plus your list of travelers. Okay. Nina. So Diego, after the interview in Bogota, can I go back to Curacao? I would not do that. And then to the USA. I wouldn't do that. I would, Nina, once you get your visa, I don't know what's going to happen. You could leave Colombia and fly to Curacao. And I don't know what the immigration officer is going to say in Curacao. He might, I don't know. I wouldn't do that. I would come to Colombia, get your visa interview, get your visa, and leave from Bogota. You need to say goodbye to your family when you leave Curacao to come to Bogota. My opinion. I'm not an immigration attorney, guys. I don't give you legal advice, okay? But my opinion. you need to fly to Bogota, get your visa, and then leave Bogota and go to America, just to cover yourself. You know, it would be a really bad day for you to get to Curacao, and then the immigration officer says, okay, you're back in Curacao, your K1 visa is no good anymore. I don't know if that could happen or not. It could. I wouldn't do it. Nina, I would say goodbye, family, and then leave Bogota for the United States. Joanna's traveling live. Hey, Diego and Karina, my fiance passed his interview and got his visa approved. He's coming to the USA next week. Joanna's traveling live. High five. Now, we said that was going to happen, right? We told you. We knew it was going to happen. Karina knew it. Sharon Denise Persikian, our super chat hero. Are you going to live stream the wedding? Sure. Sharon, do you want us to live stream the wedding? I'd love to give my nephew something to do. My nephew, Lincoln, needs something to do. Okay. I've already stuck my foot up his rear end a few times, keeping him busy. And my brother is going to be there. And my brother has a YouTube channel about movies, Midnight at the Movies. He reviews movies. He's a movie buff, okay? My brother has about 40,000 movies in his house on DVDs, Blu-ray, everything. He's a movie buff. But yeah, I'll live stream the wedding. I'll assign that task to my nephew, okay? And I'll pay him to do it because he needs a little extra cash. So Sharon, that's a good idea. Now, David Archer, also, we just scheduled her visa appointment for January 19th in the Dominican Republic in Santo Domingo, right? Is it better just complete the vaccines before the medical appointment? Yeah, get it done. Get all the vaccinations done. Karina asked her mom for her vaccination card. Her mom couldn't find it in Venezuela. She couldn't find it. I mean, it's what, 30 plus years ago. So in July, August, and September, Karina, once a week, would go get a couple of vaccinations. Boom, 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 boom. She did it over a 3-month period with the doctor here in Bogota. And then she took her vaccination record to the medical appointment for the immigration folks. And they looked at her vaccination records and said, okay, you got everything good, but you're missing 2. I looked at Karina and I'm like, these people are just trying to take another $50 out of my wallet. She doesn't need any more vaccinations, but I'm not going to argue with the civil surgeon. He's the boss. He controls her life right now at the embassy, at the medical exam. I said, okay. The doctor said, you want to get them done in America or do you want to get them done here? I said, okay, I'm a very good business person, okay? And I said, look, let's just get it done right here. The doctor wins and we get it half price. So we got them done. So all of Karina's vaccinations are fully done. So when we get to America, she's got her vaccination records. We're going to redo her medical exam with another doctor in Pensacola. And then I'll include her medical exam, her new medical exam, her vaccination records with the adjustment of status paperwork. So get them done. Get the vaccines done in the home country. Number one, it's cheaper, right? It's less expensive. And number two, it saves you time on when you get to the United States. You can focus on the wedding, not on vaccinations. David Archer, here a lot of people do not have their medical records. Well, same in Venezuela. I mean, get it done. Get a new vaccination record started and get it done. Christopher Stout, can you make a video of the interview questions? Yeah, I can do it. But we're going to make all these videos once we get to the United States. I don't have half the stuff I need to make a good video here. I don't. I am at the mercy of the internet company, the mountains, the weather, the rain. I don't have the studio. I mean, I've got a studio and office at my house, at our house in Florida, where I can make some really good videos. So we'll make all those videos in Florida. And then Nina, what is the list of travelers? Nina, the list of travelers are the people who are going to be, who the National Visa Center has approved for a K1 visa interview. Denjeba Sao. Hello, guys. Do you have any advice on hunting for interview day online? Our consulate is in Senegal. Yeah, just keep looking every day. Looking and looking and looking and looking. Keep looking. Do it like late at night or very early in the morning when people are in bed. Okay? So that way you might be lucky and pop in and find an open slot while everybody else is sleeping. Sharon Denise Persikian, gotta run. See you later, Sharon. Thanks for the super chat. I want to take Karina to eat tomorrow, okay, at London Calling Restaurant. She's all excited. She can't wait. Catch you next time. Glad you're feeling better. Have a great evening. We'll see you next time, Sharon. Katie Black, Diego, it's been 143 days and I still have not received anything from USCIS. I know they have it because they changed my credit. They charged my credit card, July 11th, 2023. Katie Black, if you applied for a K1 visa in July of 2023, don't expect to hear from immigration for your NOA2 till May or June of 2024. So you still got a long way to go. 143 days is nothing. We waited 407 days for NOA2. Then we waited 119 days for the welcome letter. Then we waited, I think it was 11 days for the ready status and in transit and all that. 143 days is nothing. You're not going, KD Black, you're not going to hear from immigration until next summer. So I have no case number. No, you're not going to get it. Only a charged credit card. That's right. The government took their money from you. Is there anything I can do to get a case number? No, nothing. I emailed them in September. Nothing. Well, of course you emailed them in September, and Karina's going to take care of business. Of course you emailed them in September, but you're not going to hear anything from immigration until June, July, or August of next year. So you got a ways to go, man. KD Black. Good thing you're on this channel, right? Because if you hadn't stopped by, you wouldn't have known that. You won't hear from immigration until next summer. Jennifer Hagen, part 2. Okay, Jennifer, I love our part 2. The kids want to stay in Germany. The son is studying and is already 22. Well, if the son is 22, he doesn't qualify for a visa. He's too old. 21's the cutoff. But the daughter is 16 and lives with her dad, so we don't need the permission. But we would still send some money to her. Jennifer, you got to send money every month to the 16-year-old, okay? Because if you don't, when you go to apply for U.S. citizenship, if you can't prove proof of financial support for the 16-year-old, you won't get your citizenship, okay? I'm just telling you how it is. Tokyo's on the table. Oh. Tokyo just jumped up on the table. He'll destroy this YouTube station if he stays up there. So let me see. Your 16-year-old daughter lives with her dad, so we don't need the permission. Okay, to leave the country, you may need permission if she decides to leave. But at the embassy interview, Jennifer, the immigration officer is not going to ask for custody documents of the 16-year-old. It's not important to him. Okay, that's your business, how you manage that. But the 22-year-old doesn't qualify for any visas. He's too old. Janiela, hey, Diego, even though I mailed my adjustment of status, they sent me a case number with IOE, which normally associate with online filing, right, and research, and it says they put the documents in the computer for e-file. Yeah, Janiela, an e-file is another way to process a green card, and it's usually a little bit faster than the manual hand to hand process. So Janiela, you probably get your green card much quicker. Arturo Morales, praying Interpol clearance is done. You get it, Arturo. You're gonna get it. I just have my medical exam in November, and we'll have my sputum culture test result January. Please pray for negative. I'm from the Philippines. Arturo, you are going to get a negative sputum test, okay? I mean, you're just fine. The embassy in Manila won't let sponsors accompany their beneficiaries to the visa interview. The ambassador running the embassy in Manila won't let you have a joint sponsor if you don't make enough money. If you are from the Philippines, unless you're in a marriage visa. I tell you, it's pretty darn strict. The Philippines are pretty darn strict. And now they're making people get sputum tests. So I think the doctors in Manila at St. Luke's at the extension, they're making some good money on these sputum tests. Okay? Money's good, right? Cash is king. Just hang in there. You're going to be just fine. Nina, okay, Diego, you need to start your business. You need to start your business. What business? Karina's going to start a business. Okay. I was in the Navy for 20 years. I sold Mercedes. I was an internet sales manager for 15, 16 years. I've been in real estate for 4 or 5 years, and I'm sick of selling stuff. Okay, I would rather be back in the Navy, uh, getting paid to travel the world. But the world is right now is a very unstable place. It's politically unstable. There's wars breaking out all over the place. Okay, which isn't good. So I'm glad in a way I'm not in the Navy because I don't like to be engaged in that kind of activity. So I put a YouTube channel together. Karina was the idea. We were in Villa de Leyva in Colombia, central Colombia, the most historic part of Colombia, next to Bogota. And she said, Diego, you've been here 6 months. You're not working. You got to do something. She said, put a YouTube channel together. So I said, okay. I went down to central Bogota. I bought a laptop computer, and it's actually Karina's computer. I gave it to her, but I just use it for the YouTube live streams here in Colombia. And we hope the information is helpful. We hope you learn something from this channel. This channel is all about learning how to do a K1 visa for free, right? I don't charge you any money for this. I'm not gonna accept any paid sponsorships from anybody. You watch some of these YouTube channels, and it says, "Wait for a minute, I got to tell you about my paid sponsorship." Okay, I'm not interested in doing that. This is a free channel, and we appreciate the super chats because we go out to eat on them. Let me see. Life in North Carolina says hello. What's going on, Life in North Carolina? And there's another message, if I can get to it. Let me see here. Whew, I got lots of questions. I don't want to miss it. And this computer is all in Spanish. Now I'm pretty good with Spanish, but some of the words I don't understand. So I got to figure it out. David Rubio, hi Diego, got my welcome letter, FTP. What do I do? Print that FTP welcome letter, print 2 or 3 copies because you're going to need it for the medical exam. And now you are going to wait for the packet 3, packet 4 email from the embassy. Shanila Amin, if beneficiary overstays in the UK, it affects the K1 visa. It depends on what the police certificate shows. If you live in England, I don't know, where does the person live? Depends on where the person lives and what shows up on the police certificate. It probably won't be a problem as long as it doesn't show up on any police certificate. Let me see here, guys. I don't want to miss anybody's question. Denjeba Sal, thank you. No worries. Andrew Bryan is talking to Angel Tate. Katie Black, thanks, Diego. Katie Black, you got to wait till maybe May, June of next year for your NOA2 letter. That's your approval for your K1 visa next summer. If you hang out with Karina and I on this channel, if you get time, we will guide you through this process and get you through it successfully, as long as you qualify for the benefit, which I'm sure you do. So, Shanila, if beneficiaries overstay in the United Kingdom, does it affect the K1 visa? It depends on what's on the police certificate. Jeniella, hey Andrew, Andrew Bryan, I'm fine. David Rubio, Diego, as Interpol for only Venezuelan nationals in Colombia or Colombian nationals? No, David Rubio. The Interpol certificate is only for foreign nationals, whether from Venezuela, Chile, Argentina, Panama, Peru, Nicaragua, uh, Belize. If you are a foreign national living in Colombia and you've lived here longer than 6 months, uh, you got to get an Interpol certificate. And also, sometimes if you are a if you are a Venezuelan citizen living in Colombia longer than 6 months, some people are being asked for a presidential letter of character, or to make sure that the person, hasn't engaged in any nefarious activities. So you maybe some people need to get two letters, some people just get the Interpol letter. But it's no big deal. If your beneficiary didn't do anything wrong, it's no big deal. So, David Rubio, to answer your question, only foreign nationals need the Interpol certificate, not Colombian citizens. Colombian citizens have to get the police certificate from the Colombian police. And it's easy to do. You get your cedula, you go online, you punch your cedula number in, and you print it. Joanna's traveling. Oh, wait a second. Andrew's talking to Daniela. Joanna's traveling life. Hey, Diego, I changed my address and moved into my new apartment. Is it a problem? It is if you don't tell immigration. If you are in the middle of a K-1 visa process, or if you are married to a foreign national and they have their green card, let's suppose Karina and I, we get married, which we will very soon, on the beach in Florida, and we decide to move somewhere else besides Florida. I got to notify immigration of our new address. It's mandatory. If I don't tell immigration that I moved with Karina, I could go to jail. I could get fined a ton of money. So if you are married to a foreign national and you have a green card and you guys move to another place, you got to notify USCIS. Got to tell them. Let me see. Angel Bryan, Angel Tate, life in North Carolina. My Manila fiance just passed her medical exam. Finally at St. Luke's Extension. After doing extra medical tests, they push us back now, trying to get an interview scheduled. Now, which is hard to do. We will check every day. Life in North Carolina. You're going to get your visa interview in Manila. And then once you get that visa in her passport, you got to get the CFO document. Okay? Don't forget, if you live in the Philippines, you got to go to a CFO class once your K-1 visa's in your passport. So you got your Filipino passport, you got your K-1 visa embossed in it. You're looking at the beautiful face. Oh, how pretty! But you got to get the CFO certificate, which is mandatory by the Philippine government. Okay? And so how would I describe that in Filipino language? I would say, mahirap ang buhay, which means life is hard in Tagalog. But you can do it. You can do it. Rambling man, Kuya Dan. When my fiance Karina went to her interview, did she see any women or men with children? And did they go into the interview together or separate? Yeah, they went in together. If you're in Bogota, Colombia, you can bring your husband with you. You can bring your fiance with you. You can bring your kids with you. It's a party. The ambassador that runs the embassy in Bogota, Colombia, doesn't care if your sponsor accompanies your beneficiary to the visa interview with the kids. No big deal. And they're all together. It's a family. John Wick, Diego, does my fiance need to translate her documents to English for the interview in the Dominican Republic? No, don't have to. It's just Spanish speaking. She can keep the docs in Spanish, John Wick. You don't have to translate the documents. Dominican Republic is another embassy that I know does not require translations of documents. And let's see. Nick, hi Diego, the case is ready. When should I expect the packet 3, packet 4? 2 to 3 weeks. Depends on the embassy. Okay, guys, I've been talking for an hour. I promised Karina I was cut it short at 1 hour. I don't even know what day it is today. What day? Kia ora dia? Ahora? No, ¿qué día?
El sábado.
Sábado. Today's Saturday?
Mm.
Man, it's a Saturday. I didn't even know. So the next live stream is,
Próximo sábado. Hoy jueves.
hoy es jueves.
Y para el próximo sábado.
Okay, so Saturday's going to be, okay. The next K1 live stream is going to be Saturday. Oh, it's Thursday. Today's Thursday. Man, I don't even know what day it is. I tell you, I don't even know what day it is. You know, that's what happens when you're in the mountains of Colombia. And you forget what day it is, what time it is. You forget your whole life changes. David Rubio, I got another email with instructions asking me to do the DS160 and schedule the interview. Blah blah blah. Okay, that's the K1. That's the packet 3, packet 4. Knock it out. David Rubio, you get the last word. In Tokyo, and that gets the last word. And we're out of here, guys. Well, today's Thursday. I'll see you guys Saturday. Saturday, okay? Sábado. And thanks for the super chats also. And thanks for spending time with us today.